What is up, Jamily? This is JamiroFan 2000 here with yet another episode of JamiroFan Talks About, where I look at the past, present, and future of Jamiroquai and their over 27 years of making music. I thought today on another JamiroFan Talks About episode, I'd discuss the window months of the upcoming 2019 tour for Jamiroquai. Now, we all know about a week ago, we are a week removed from Jamiroquai announcing a rather lengthy 9-tour date tour for the European Summer Music Festival in 2019, capping it off with their first gig at the Dubai Jazz Festivals in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Now, this JamiroFan Talks About episode is going to be looking at the months in between these two main tour legs so far announced, where Jamiroquai could be announcing additional tour dates for 2019. Now, we all know that Jamiroquai had said in several interviews that JK told the band members that the band was going to be taking a considerable long break after a 2-year-long world tour of Automaton from between 2017 to 2018. But less than a few months after that announcement, it got announced in early December that Jamiroquai would be going on a prolonged tour in 2019. Now, it looked like that Jamiroquai were pretty staunch about this break, but it looks like the break is going to only last about the holidays into early spring. But I wanted to do an episode talking about those months in between the main segments of that 2019 tour, where Jamiroquai could be adding more tour dates. Now, the first few months that Jamiroquai is open to adding potentially some more tour dates in 2019 is between March to April. Now, the main Summer European Music Festival tour starts in April and then runs all the way through the end of July. So the first segment of months where Jamiroquai could be adding some more tour dates for 2019 is between March and April. There is a chance that if they are going to be coming back to the United States, they could be doing a 2-tier tour leg for the United States on either coast in both respective parts of the year. Now, I think that approach really did work for Jamiroquai in the second year of the Automaton Tour in 2018, when they did the West Coast in April of 2018, and then they did the East Coast in the month of September 2018. Now, could Jamiroquai repeat this? Could there potentially be new tour venues they could actually go for a second time around in the United States? Washington, D.C., fingers crossed for me, or New York City again. But the market, you've got to remember, the touring market here in the United States is very, very thin. So they could do a 2-tier tour for the United States, do the first half of the first West Coast in the early part, and of course the East Coast in the later part of the year. Now, the second main segment of months where Jamiroquai could add more 2019 tour dates, of course, would be after the end of the summer, the European Summer Festival Tour, which, as I said, starts in April and ends in late July. That has a window of August to the end of the year for more Jamiroquai tour dates to be announced. I do have a strong feeling that some of the parts of the world that have been neglected of a tour or even an appearance by Jamiroquai going on nearly 13 to 15 years is definitely Australia and Japan, as I talked about in the last JamiroFan Talks About episode, when I went into detail on how I thought the 2019 tour was going to look like. And, of course, I had to admit I was wrong in a Jamiroquai Minute episode that followed that episode. But, it's going to be interesting to see how they book the rest of 2019. It is very interesting, though, and I think it should be noted that when Jamiroquai before the Automaton tours for 2017 and 2018 were announced at the end of both respective years, those tour dates that were either announced or confirmed came out every Friday for like a bunch of progressive weeks early into 2016 and early into 2017. Now, this is very interesting because the 2019 tour, these were 9 tour dates announced in less than probably a week of each other. So this large swath of new tour date announcements, and then of course summarily they were confirmed by Jamiroquai a few days after the tour posters started popping up all over Instagram by fans. And thank you, Mel's JK Picks, for breaking that story, breaking that tour news all open on Instagram. But this is very interesting because they never have done a massive amount of tour date announcements in such a small amount of time. Of course, they had to re-release the tour poster to confirm that final straggler date of Vene, France, for the end of July to the tour poster. But I don't remember another time when Jamiroquai was able to announce this many tour dates in such a small amount of time. The early parts of the Automaton tour from 2017 to 2018 for both respective years, those tour date announcements came like one a week, or if we're lucky, 2 tour dates got announced and confirmed per week. But this is very exciting because they were able to line up 9 tour dates in a row in less than a week, which is very, very optimistic and definitely raises the chances of Jamiroquai expanding the 2019 tour into potentially a 2020 tour. You know, they could be doing two-year tour gaps, which is pretty impressive for this album. And the other question that has been coming up amongst a lot of Jamiroquai fans concerning a companioning of something with this new tour in 2019, which will probably extend into 2020. Of course, that's my speculation. Could we have a single or an album coming out with this? I do think there's a high chance that Jamiroquai has something up their proverbial funky hat to be coming out to companion this tour, because it's not normal for Jamiroquai to go in such a big tour when they don't have new music out there to promote along with this tour. And I think given in 2018 we only got 2 single releases in that whole year, but back in the first original year tour, 2017, we got 5 singles released in that first year of Automaton. But then in the second year, it kind of tapered off, and it was only 2 singles, where the last single of that album cycle, Nights Out in the Jungle, did not have single remixes attached to that single release. So logic would dictate something will be released companioning this upcoming tour in 2019, which could go into 2020. So I hope you enjoyed this JamiroFan Talks About episode. I'm going to try to... I do have some more Jamiroquai minutes coming up very, very soon here on the channel throughout the month of December. As I said, I am on a break on YouTube, so I'm trying to sprinkle in new Jamiroquai minutes and JamiroFan Talks About episodes here and there when I've got the time. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and tick your bell if you want to get all the latest videos from here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel on YouTube. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000, and I'll see you again really soon with another JamiroFan Talks About episode and another Jamiroquai Minute and more Jamiroquai related videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye bye everybody, and happy holidays.